Said I'm coming from a far away to deliver Jaja's plan word.
My name is Andre Johnson, popularly known as Dre Island. Yes, I. Well, the name Dre Island was a name first said out of the mouth by a person by the name of Kirk Thomas, also known as Birdie. Well, Birdie is my family friend that I grew up with from basic school, from kindergarten age, straight through life. High school we went together, link up to this day, you know. How the Dre Island came about still was, you know, Dre come from my personal name that was given to I and I from birth, Andre, and the household started calling me Dre. So everybody in my community, my household at school, used to call me Dre. And you know, as me say, Birdie, while we grew up, you know, and names start change, man start give man name, you know, if peers them start giving nickname. Birdie was the one who first said Dre Island. And when him said Dre Island, you know, but never, usually someone give you a name where I grew up, you find it defensive. You act defensive towards it because it's never not good. But when I hear the name, I was like, oh, that name is unique, you know. And now being that I'm a Rasta, I had to go on and have a name unto I and I with purpose, not just a name for people call it and it sound good, you know. And when I research and, you know, we grew up with the knowledge and teaching through school that the island is a small landmass surrounded by water. But if you read on further and research further, it also says that island is a place where you go to find yourself. So that is where I took on that name solely onto I and Dre Island began. I was introduced to reggae music by just born in Jamaica. From birth for me, you know. It was a thing where I grew up here in my neighbors, my household, you know, playing reggae music. It's not reggae music playing in my household when I was growing up. It was a thing called R&B. And then now when everyone start go towards the church side, they hear gospel now and the next part. But it was always reggae music and R&B in my house growing up, you know. So that's how I really got introduced to reggae music from a community background. I can't really recall the first reggae song I ever heard, you know. But what I can recall is some of the first reggae artists that I've first heard, like Bob Marley, you know, Peter Tosh, Dennis Brown. I hear a whole heap of Gregory Isaac when I grew up because Gregory Isaac come from the community, the community I should say, where I was raised, you know, Redditch Road, that is, yes sir. I hear a whole heap of Gregory Isaac. I hear a whole heap of Louis Culture. And you know, in the little time now when me born, the end of the 80s, breaking after the 90s, you have dancehall artists like Daddy Lizard, Flower Gun, Buju Banton, and you know, Red Dragon. So, them are my first reggae artists when we hear, you know. My influence in music started off from, you know, some of the first ones who I've listened to. Some of the first ones who I've listened, you know, at the earlier age, like Bob Marley, Garnet Sin, to say, I know, D Brown, just to name a few, you know. But when I started doing music now and really started taking part in music, you know, because I was a producer, you know, before I reached right here as an artist, you know. It was ones like Spragga Benz, as we said, Buju Banton, Damian Marley, Steve Marley, yeah. You know, some of my first earlier influence in music. And you know, I'm just growing up in life and, you know, surrounded by the people I was surrounded by in my community. You know, my community had a lot of influence on me in my life. So most of my songs and most of my music fuel off my day-to-day living. So it's the encounter with my friends and, you know, Taki, you know, with TJ then, you know, with Minnie, you know, with Ezra, with Chronixx, you know. Just by being around, all of us grew up together. You know, Birdie, as me say, you know, the whole of we grew up and everybody play a part and feel a part in J Island, being where me, you know. Producers like Baby G, Jam 2, Andrew Blacks, you know, Mini from E5 Records, you know, Winter James and Unga. Them are the youths who really push me, encourage me, you know, for really go out there and say, yeah man, my lord, what you're doing is not wrong, you know. You love what you do. And them first play the music then. And them first give the first criticism then. And them first tell you, artist that bad. Brother, that no bad. Do something else. Me not like that song upon the rhythm, make you hang harder, you know. So those are the people who really feel I and I, you know, my energy, my team bring out that in me, you know. My happiest childhood memory. Why that I remember, you know. My happiest childhood memory was when I first got my piano, you know. My first keyboarding. You know, and it took me for me own a keyboard and I was playing the piano. I started learning classical piano from the age of 3. And I first got my first piano when I was about 8. You know, because we never grew up rich. We never grew up poor neither. We did alright, you know, but we couldn't afford it at the time. Remember when me get my first piano, it was a Yamaha mini grand piano. Mad. Yeah man, and me used to build all of my rhythm then. That is where me first start producing. That is where me used to start record my tracks them and build my first rhythm, you know. So when me get my keyboard, my musical keyboard was my happiest childhood time. I can't remember. Growing up, my hero was my grandmother. You know? When I was a child growing up. As she defend me, as she grew me, she grew the whole of her grandpit again. I grew up in my grandmother's house with every single one of my cousins them in the house, my uncle them in the house. My mom and dad live elsewhere, but they were in the house every single day. You know, so my hero, she teach me how to cook, and she teach me how to wash, and she teach me how to defend myself. So my first hero was my grandmother. You know? If I was not entertained, only John know what I would be, you know. You know, really and truly, but talk to me. It's either 1 or 2 or 3 or 4. It's either the gun, drugs, music or sports. That is what we know where we come from. And sports and music tie together as entertainment package where we come from. It's either you have a skill, you don't have a skill, it's either you turn a gunman in a community, or you're a leader, or a man of interest, or the next best thing what to do is to think of hustling. That is how we grew up, that is the teaching, the upbringing that I know, you know. So we give thanks to Jah, King Selassie, for where I and I is right now, what I and I do, because it's a long road, you know. Many rivers we cross and we still have a lot more to cross, you know. So I will say we've been through hills and valleys, you know. But only Jah know the way. So we give thanks that I and I is who I am today. Well, right now you don't know it's J Island and you're tuning into World of Reggae. Then they know, now you ain't know. So was it in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. Hey, World of Reggae, them never fail no weak heart. We lock every road, yes, every ends. Well then, arguments sweet yo. J Island, yeah. I say, if you ain't know, now you ain't know. World of Reggae to your stereo. Them a say we favor Jacob Miller, sound like Big Kongzilla. Locked down from Ready South to Birmingham Villa. Now I got hear me send a girl sweet like vanilla. Me rather hear the king and big up all queen amiga. I smoke sense me la me not in a nasty fella. My eyes on the prices, some I was a beginner. Daddy say if you win, world of reggae is a winner. Every ghetto youth was born as a winner. That's why world of reggae we up, ghetto youths we up, Dre Island we up, Taki him we up, Nicky She we up, Al Jaja him we up, and all of me up we up.
Common sense, 100 line, fast lane thugs, white tall man, look at sour piece, big yard thugs, them no play. And too long the youth a suffering real bad. The road